Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Reckless YouTube video. Some stuff happened in life. There's kind of a falling out between the team, me and another guy, and it is what it is. Still got love for everyone, you know. Shout out to everyone on the team. It was a great time with them. That's how life is. So we're just gonna move on from there. The sad part is though, I do have to get another shop for myself, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We were paying about $800 to $900 for that big shop. I mean, you were able to fit 4 cars in there. I mean, if there was nothing in there, you could fit 10. So it was great. It worked for everyone, but you know, obviously things change, and you know, I make pretty decent money myself, but I am not gonna be able to afford $900 a month on a shop that big for myself on my own. And I think my half was about $210, $220, whatever. So I mean, it all worked out. Like I said, split between like 4 people, and it works. So obviously now I'm at a spot where I don't have any space in my driveway, and another major thing happened, which sucks, but it is what it is. So I guess now back to myself, back to starting how I was, just me. Now, I mean, I guess I have another shop again, but it's enough for one person. I mean, you couldn't even fit 2 cars in here if you tried. You might be able to fit like a car and a 4-wheeler and a couple motorcycles, but that's about it. But here's pretty much the shop. So pretty much this is all it is. It's a little 10 by 20 in a little like just corner wherever, which is kind of a good spot actually, because there's this long road and there's like a little S over here in this side, and then it comes to like a big roundabout, not a big roundabout, but a roundabout, and you can make a pretty decent line out of it. I need to try it, but surprise, surprise, there's a problem with the car. Obviously, here's my LS stuff. That thing is on hold because this thing is the main project, of course. Like I said, this is the huge problem. Before I open it up, actually, let me give you some backstory. So I bought this for like $5 grand, right? It's a nice running 350Z. I drove it. Me and Leo took it. Drove 3 hours away with it, and you know, for $5 grand, it is what it is. I think it was like 4,900. You know, nice clean Z. Shout out to Skelly, bro. He's chilling in the car. I mean, the car's dead. He's dead. You know what I mean? It came on some really shitty coilovers. I think it's like max speed rods in the front, and in the rear it had, what was it? Some springs, and then that's about it, right? So Leo was gonna wrap his car matte black. He didn't like the wrapping process. I said, hey, I'll give it a shot. I didn't like it either. I ended up hitting up Yeeter at It's Yeeter on Instagram or something like that. He's part of the Daily Drifters team. Really good guy. He said he would wrap the car for me. He said no free of charge, just kind of charges to the game. I said, oh my God, that's very respectful, because I don't know anybody in the world that would ever do something like that. You know what I mean? Especially like, we're good friends, but we don't know each other that well. And for someone to do that is pretty insane. So big shout out to Yeeter, because for a piece of shit car with piece of shit paint, it came out really nice. So big shout out to Yeeter, really huge shout out to Yeeter. So like I said, I bought the car. I drove to Orlando because some guy was selling some BC coilovers that it now has on here with Swift springs, keep in mind, right? It's got the little extension things for the rear. He had not a full GK Tech angle, but he had the bolt-on angle kit for about, I think, or the mini angle GK Tech one without the lower control arm, so it's just the adapter and stuff like that. He had that on there. I bought that off of him. I bought him pretty much a whole set of the rear end, camber arms, traction arm, camber arms, and I think toe arms or something like that. I don't know. And yes, and a diff brace as well. So he had a bunch of parts, and he was getting rid of the Z. And I said, hey, I'll give you $1,000 for everything, right? Call it $1,000. And he goes, hey, he's like, come pick it up. He's like, it's yours. I said, all right, sounds good. Went all the way to Orlando, which is about 3.5 hours away from me. Picked up the parts, threw the parts on, and I think a week later, that was the weekend before, a week later we had After Dark, OSW After Dark, and then we had a private day scheduled for the next day, which I was like, great, you know what I mean? So I've never driven this car before. Due to me never driving this car before, I didn't know how to drive it. I told myself, hey, you know, I can really drive through anything. That's why you see Class B. It's crossed out, and now I'm Class C. Which, holy fuck, Class B, I kept spinning out. I just couldn't get the car to work. I fucking sucked, and I was really upset about it, and I sat, and I was like, you know what, F this. I'm gonna go try my luck on the oval, right? Test my luck on the oval. First lap out, everything kind of goes fine, kind of bad, mainly. And then as I'm pulling off the oval, I'm going up the little ramp, the car shuts off on me. I'm just like, what the fuck? So I start rolling back. Everyone's like, I stalled it, but I was just like, my clutch was in. I was just fucking letting it coast up, and then it just died. Turn off the car, trying to start it again, and then the car just like, barely made it up. I pull it out, and then I put it back in the pits, and I'm stopped. And I hear it, I'm just like, what's that noise? And I'm like, oh my God, no way. I open the hood, and sure enough, it starts to knock. Oh my God, absolutely worst day of my life. I was upset. It is what it is. Canceled out on a private day for myself. Everyone still went. Hopefully they had fun. But I was just like, the next day I had our Airbnb, so I just stayed in the Airbnb overnight. And actually, I didn't know if the car was fine. I thought maybe it was valve tick, but everyone's like, it's gotta be knocked, you know? I said, F it. I was like, I'm gonna do an oil change on it, and I'm gonna see what happens, right? And guess what? Sure enough, in the parking lot of O'Reilly's, we've got some metal shavings in there. I don't know about you guys, but that should not be coming out of an engine. But it is, and it came out of this one, the one that's currently in it. So it's fucked. So I said, fuck it. I threw oil back in it, put it back on the trailer, dropped some tools off at the truck because I had it in my truck, and I'm going home, right? I was torn, absolutely fucking destroyed about it. And I was just like, what? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to spend $3 more grand. I have to find an engine. And keep in mind, I just spent about $6 to $7 grand for that weekend just to go out there. You know what I mean? Not like, I mean like, you know, $6 grand on this and probably like another $1,000 trying to go out there. You know what I mean? Like tires, paying for Airbnb, planning to go to the track, everything, right? That's about $7 grand that I had for, I guess, this weekend, you would say. And now I have to spend another $1,500 I was expecting, and then another $1,500 for the work to get done, right? And I was absolutely torn because I was like, fuck, I just spent, you know, that much money, and now I have to spend some more. And I don't know, I mean, I don't care how rich you are, but $7 grand is a lot of money. Say if you spent $7 grand to have like some good times and stuff like that, you'd be torn that it didn't work out, you know? So now obviously I have the car, and it is not running. Well, it is running. I actually just drove it here. It smells like fucking oil, but it is what it is. But luckily, Alex was able to source me an engine, and because Alex sourced me an engine, the dude was like $950, talking down to $900, whatever. I mean, I was trying to get him to $700, but it is what it is, whatever, you know? Now I have an engine for it. It's currently in the back of my Sequoia, and I had to move all my stuff out because I think there was 2 days left before I could leave, or 2 days left before I had to pay shop rent again. Nobody wanted to pay it again, so obviously now I had to move all my stuff out, and now that's why I'm here. So currently this is down. I'm hoping another week and Alex can start to tear it out and then tear it back into the other engine and then get that rolling. And then hopefully in a month or two, this thing will be out running and driving again. Like I said, I've got BCs with Swift springs, just the little GK Tech adapter on there. Gonna buy some lower control arms hopefully, and then call it a day. And yeah, I mean, as of right now, that's where we're at. I've got these, I think they're Moteg or something like that. They're MB Battle Reps in like some weird chrome look, which is kind of what we were going for. Matte black with the chrome look on it, obviously. You can kind of see, I think it would have been an insane look, but we're not going that route anymore. It is what it is. Well, I think I'm probably going to pull it off and do white on white. I don't know. And then, like I said, I also spent money on a Mishimoto radiator. I was getting ready to set this thing up, and it sucks that it blew up, and now I got to spend more money, and it is what it is. It's the name of the game. I mean, I chose this life, so that's the life I'm living, you know? I fucking hate it, but whatever. There's only so much you can do in life, you know? And, you know, this wasn't meant to work out, and it was meant to go this way. I pray that I'm able to, you know, come back from this pretty strong and drive the car and do better, you know what I mean? That's all I can say. I can just do better, continue and gone. That's it. But that's really it. Just a quick update. Yeah, it sucks that it was what it was. Shout out to my boy Eric for letting me borrow his Colorado because my Sequoia had stuff in it. And yeah, this is what we have been reduced down to. Sucks because, like I said, now I'm the only person doing this. I mean, the price isn't too bad. It's about $230 a month or something like that after taxes. So, you know, just a nice little shop.